I'm so glad many of you came. It's been many years since I've had someone to come and listen to my story. My, oh my, how you're all going to tell out this story. I'm so excited. Let's begin. At the far end of town where the crickle grass grows and the wind smells slow and sour when it blows and no birds ever sing excepting old crows is the street of the lifted Lorax. And deep in the crickle grass, some people say, if you look deep enough, you can still see today where the Lorax once stood, just as long as it could before somebody lifted the Lorax away. What was the Lorax, and why was it there? And why was it lifted and taken somewhere from the far end of town where the crickle grass grows? The old onceler still lives there. Ask him, he knows. You won't see the onceler. Don't knock at his door. He stays in his lurkum on top of his store. He stays in his lurkum, good under a roar, where he makes his own clothes out of miff-muffered moof. And on special dank midnights in August he peeks out of the shutters. Sometimes he speaks to tell how the Lorax was lifted away. He'll tell you perhaps if you're willing to pay. At the end of the rope he lets down a tin pail, and you'll have to toss in 15 cents in a nail and the shell of a great-great-grandfather snail. And he pulls up his pail to make a most careful count to see if you paid him the proper amount. Then he hides what you paid him away in his snuff, in his secret strange hole, in his grubbless glove, and he grunts,
I will call you by whisper before, for the secrets I tell you are for your ears alone.
Slop! Down slops the whisper, my phone to your ear. For the old onceler's whispers are not very clear, and since he had to come down through a snurgly hose, he sounds as if he'd had smallest bees up his nose. He says with his teeth sounding grey,
how the Lorax got lifted and taken away. It all started way back, such a long, long time back. Way back in the days when the grass was still green, and the pond was still wet, the clouds were still clean, and the song of the Swami Swans rang out in space. One morning, I came to this glorious place, and I saw first the trees, the truffle trees, the bright-colored tops of the truffle trees, mile after mile, in the fresh morning breeze. And under the trees, I saw brown barbels frisking about in the barbel suits as they played in the shade and ate truffle fruits. From the rippleless ponds came the comfortable sound of the humming fish humming while splashing around. But those trees, those truffle trees, all my life I'd been searching for trees such as these. The touch of their tufts was much softer than silk, and they had the sweet smell of fresh butterfly milk. I felt a great leaping of joy in my heart. I knew just what I'd do. I unloaded my cart. In no time at all, I had built a small shop. Then I chopped down a truffle tree with one chop. With great skillful skill and with great speedy speed, I took the soft top and I knitted a knee. The instant I finished, I heard a gazump. I looked. I saw something pop out of the stump of the tree I chopped down. It was sort of a man. Describe him.
That's hard. I don't know if I can.
He was shortish and oldish and brownish and mossy. And he spoke with a voice that was sharpish and bossy.
Mister!
He said with a sawdusty ease.
I am the Lorax. I speak for the trees. I speak for the trees, for the trees have no tongues. And I'm asking you, sir, at the top of my lungs, what's that thing made out of my chocolate tuft?
Look, Lorax, there's no cause for alarm. I chopped just one tree. I'm doing no harm. I'm being quite useful. You see, this thing, well, it's a thneed. A thneed's a fine something that all people need. It's a shirt. It's a sock. It's a glove. It's a hat. But it has other uses, yes, far beyond that. You can use it for carpets, for pillows, for sheets, or curtains, or covers, for bicycle seats.
Sir, you are crazy with greed. There's no one on earth who would value that food for need.
But the very next minute I proved he was wrong. For just at that minute a chap came along. And he thought that the thneed I knitted was great. He happily bought it for $3.98. I laughed at the Lorax.
You stupid poor guy. You never can tell what some people will buy.
Repeat, I speak for the trees.
When you speak for the trees, they don't talk for a reason. No plant can, they'll quiet no matter what season. You speak for the trees. That's quite funny. If you speak for them, then I speak for money. If trees could talk, well, what would they say? Certainly nothing that would keep my chopper away.
Why, they talk about all that they do. They keep the air clean and the sky raspberry blue. Trees feed the barns and let the swanny swans play. And they keep the pond cool for the hungry all day. Here in our forest of tufts, everything is part of the earth. And every one tree is part of that worth. That axe that you have only chopped one, but keep doing it, you will lose a forest in months. The tufts of the trees are really quite soft, but that does not mean you can keep cutting them off.
I suppose you're right, little man. Most trees really must stay. But who would really notice if I took a few away? 4, maybe 6 wouldn't be missed. I'm sure the numbers I took would be few off the list.
No, you can't. It's just not okay.
But what of the profits? What of the pay?
I said you shouldn't, and I'll say it again. The trees have to stay.
I won't promise anything not signed in pen. So leave now. I'm through with this talk. Crawl under a rock or back under that stump. I won't.
I speak for the trees.
I'm busy. Shut up, if you please.
I won't shut up. But you won't listen. Soon our poor forest will have so much missing.
I rushed across the room and in no time at all built a radio phone. I put in a quick call. I called all my brothers and uncles and aunts and I said,
listen here, here's a wonderful chance for the whole Munster family to get mighty rich. Get over here fast. Take the road at the North Niche. Turn left at Weehawken, sharp right at South Stitch. Go past the trees and any orange creatures the height of your knees.
as bees, to the sound of the chopping of chocolate trees. Then, oh, baby, oh, how my business did grow. Now, chopping one tree at a time was too slow. So, I quickly invented my super axe hacker, which whacked off 4 truffle trees with one smack. We were making needs 4 times as fast as before. And the Lorax, he didn't show up anymore. But the next week, he knocked on my new office door.
I am the Lorax. I speak for the trees, but you seem to be chopping as fast as you please. But I'm also in charge of the ground bobbins. Laid in the shade in their bobbin suits, happily lit, eating truffle fruits. Now, thanks to your hacking my trees to the ground, there's not enough truffle fruit to go around.
The Lorax was right, though I didn't stop. His smartness and reason were strong as my palm. I knew it was time to start stopping my chopping. And if I did, maybe the sad little bears would have just started hopping.
My poor bobbins are all getting the crumbs because they're gaps, no food in their tummies. They love to live in here, but I can't let them stay, so I have to find food, and I hope that they may. Good luck, boys.
Oh, Lorax! I'm sorry, what have I done? I've taken the Barbaloots' fruits and all of their fun. Well, stop right now. I will call it all off. Let me call my cousin, Miss Onceler McMoth.
Yes, why did you call me Onceler, sir? We got some gluppity-glup that we just wanted to stir. Why, in a week I can see us stirring over 22 tubs, and we don't have to worry about all of our
Oh, McMoth, our time has just come to a halt. The Lorax, he just told me of starving Barbaloots, and they're all our fault. We need to stop chopping and stirring and stitching. Get the trucks, grab the saws, and start hitching.
Lorax, is this all really true? Did the Barbaloots go off to find somewhere new?
It's true. I swear on my heart. They headed off far to make a new start.
Great! Those little bears were a pest. They would get to the way of our machines that were chopping the best. Now we can work even more, twice as fast, make more money and more money. This business for surely will last. Isn't it great, Onceler?
No. How are you glad about the critters moving away? Just because now you've doubled your pay? Onceler, please. You know how to stop this. You know what to do.
Oh, shut up. You haven't a clue. Onceler, in the past few days, we've managed to give our family a big, flap, happity raise. We'll even start a foundation and name it after this nut, and even from that, we can take a fat cut. As for the animals sent away, we'll make sure they have enough food for weeks if they won't stay. Really, Onceler, the Barbaloots could have stayed if only they had eaten all the wood chips we made. Really, what are we doing so wrong? We've even sent money home to your father and mom. Everyone there is so proud of you and this place, so make the most of it and don't become a nutcase. And make this little man shut it.
Wait, what about the trees that we've chopped? Won't we just keep going and mowing until we must stop?
The trees are ripe with trump and some money. The trees are our cash cow, our pots full of honey. Just like a tree grows, a business does too. Larger is better for me and for you and for the whole Onceler crowd. We came looking for money, not some little man that's too loud.
You're right, McMoth. And I should have known it. Money is best, especially when you own it. Lorax, I'm sure the bears will find a home, and we can give food to all the other animals who gripe and moan.
You're both missing the point. It's not about making it easier for them to leave. At least they can all still breathe.
He sent them away. I, the once-learned, felt sad as I watched them all go. But business is business. And business must grow regardless of grummies and tummies. You know, I meant no harm. I most truly did not. But I had to grow bigger. So bigger I got. I biggered my factory. I biggered my roads. I biggered my wagons. I biggered the loads of the needs I shipped out. I was shipping them forth, to the south, to the east, to the west, to the north. I went right on biggering, selling more needs. And I biggered my money, which everyone needs. Then, again he came back. I was fixing some pipes when that old nuisance Lorax came back with more gripes.
I am the Lord.
He coughed and he whipped. He sneezed and he snuffled. He snarled. He sniffed.
What for?
He cried with a crofulous croak.
You're making such smog of smoke. My poor swami's father, they can't sing a note. No one can sing who has smog in his throat. And so, I'm sending them off. Where will they go? I don't totally know. I may have to fly for a month or a year, escape from the smog you've smogged up around here. What's more, let me say a few words about Galaty. Your machinery chugs on day and night without stop, making Galaty. Also, schloppity schlop. And what do you do with this leftover goo?
Oh, McMuff had it figured around. We make it much easier to mix than to mound.
And what do you do with this mound that you...
Oh, I don't know.
You push it outside into the hummingfish lake.
No, that just can't be true.
I'll show you, you dirty old monster man, you! You're glumping up the pond where the hummingfish are. No more can they hum, for their gills are all gum. So, sending them off. Their future's dreary. They'll walk on their fins and get woefully weary in search of some water. It's smeary.
Then I got mad. I got terribly mad. I yelled at the Lorax.
Now listen here, Dad! All you do is yap, yap, and say bad, 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 bad. Well, I have my rights, sir, and I'm telling you, I intend to keep on doing just what I do. And for your information, you, Lorax, I'm figuring on biggering and biggering and biggering, turning more truffle trees into needs, which everyone needs. Trees don't run this world. Money and onceless do. I'm so big and so powerful, I could step on you two, and no one would notice. Boo-hoo. A business, like trees, needs to keep growing, and when one is bigger than the other, well, their true colors start showing. Sure, we chop and we cut down our trees, but they're horribly selfish. They keep us from our needs. We need fast cars and coats that hang down to our feet and fancy need hats that wrap up quite neat. Foods like fish eggs and goose liver, foods so jiggly, wiggly and expensive we shiver. Everyone will know the great Onceler name, and we will put all other families to shame. Just like the bears and the birds, we'll drive out anyone mean to us, and anyone who's even a little bit keen to us.
At that very moment, we heard a loud whack. From outside in the fields came a sickening smack of an axe on a tree. Then we heard the tree fall, the very last truffle tree of them all. No more trees, no more fields, no more work to be done. So, in no time, my uncles and aunts, everyone, all waved me goodbye. They jumped into my cars and drove away on smothered stars. Now, all that was left beneath the bad-smelling sky was a big, empty factory. The Lorax and I. The Lorax said nothing, just gave me a glance. Just gave me a very sad, backwards glance as he lifted himself by the seat of his pants. And I'll never forget the grim look on his face when he hoisted himself and took leave of this place through a hole in the smog without leaving a trace. And all that the Lorax left here in this mess was a small pile of rocks with one word: unless. Whatever that meant, well, I just couldn't guess. That was long, long ago. But each day since that day, I've sat here and worried away. Through the years while my buildings have fallen apart, I've worried about it with all of my heart. But now,
says the Onceler,
now that you're here, the word of the Lorax seems perfectly clear. Unless someone like you cares a whole awful lot, nothing is going to get better. It's not. So, catch!
calls the Onceler. He let something fall.
It's a truffle seed. It's the last one of all. You're in charge of the last of the truffle seeds, and truffle trees are what everyone needs. Plant a new truffle. Treat it with care. Give it clean water and feed it fresh air. Grow a forest. Protect it from axes that hack. Then the Lorax and all of his friends may come back.